Okay, so I'm probably a few days late to the party for this one, but I've seen a lot of people posting about it more so the past 24 hours than anything else, so I do kind of want to talk about it a little bit, and give my own thoughts on it as well, and that is the Resident Evil 1 Remake is apparently definitely a thing, and happening. A lot of different Resident Evil kind of names in like the community have said it, a bunch of rumours and leak kind of people have said it, and again, until it's confirmed, obviously no guarantees, but a lot more people are talking about this game now, so maybe it is happening, so I do want to give my own thoughts on it. I've mentioned what I feel about a Resident Evil 1 remake multiple times. I've spoke about the potential of a remake multiple times, and I've played the game enough to kind of gauge my own opinion on it, and to put it simply, I don't necessarily see the point of one. I think the remake we have, at least to me, plays very well, stands up very well, and is very well made, but on the flip side of that, I do see a lot of reasons why it's a good thing. So I do want to talk about that specifically today, but I just want to throw my thoughts out there first. I'm not saying I'm completely against it, because I know for a fact that day one I'll be there playing it, so I'd be pretty hypocritical if it was me saying I didn't want one, because I do. If there is one, I'll play it, there you go. But I don't necessarily see the point of it over other games. But let's talk about the positives, shall we? So I think the biggest thing with a remake of this game is the newer audience to the games, okay? Whether you started playing through Resident Evil 7, or the 2 or 3 remakes, or whatever, or even before then, like, you know, Resident Evil 5, 6, whatever it may be, you're probably more accustomed to the modern games, right? So you got your third person over the shoulder, your first person, whatever it may be. And it may be, for some people, that going back to playing, whether it's Resident Evil 1, whether it's the original 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, whatever, it may be a bit of a, you know, a bit of a throw, because you don't really want to play it in a fixed camera angle perspective, or with some kind of tank controls involved, whatever it may be, which is fine. Like, that is an old style of horror game, and it's not for everybody. There are still games that released that are in that style, and the ones I've played I still like, because when I was a kid, this was kind of like, a lot of horror games were still in the fixed camera perspective, and it's something that I kind of like just kind of grew with, not like one-to-one, like I am not that old, but I have played them in their original form, and I've played them in their remake form, and I like both of them just as well as each other. But I really do think the perspective thing and the control thing is more of a opinion, and I do think modern audiences are more accustomed now to the first person perspective with the smoother controls, so it would be good for those people to play this game in that playstyle. Staying on the topic of kind of missing out back in the day, for new players, there may be characters that you have come to know through the newer games, or slightly know through the newer games, and I am going to use Chris as the example, because while he's present in 7 and 8, a lot of his major backstory isn't really mentioned. So, again, Resident Evil 1, where Chris and Jill are the main characters, you'll get to see, you'll get to experience the start of the story for them, and you'll better play it, because if you're thrown off playing the games how they are now, you have the option to play it in a more modernised version, which is good. And there's no doubt that I feel, at least, the remake of the remake will be different. Maybe it'll be changed drastically, because I think the remake we have currently is very it's very close to the original. There are extra bits thrown in here and there, and there are things that have been removed and changed, but it's very close. And I feel like another one will probably change it a little bit more. Again, and I think it's mainly just to appeal to that modern audience. I really do. Now, it's not going to be a complete change. In fact, for the most part, I would say the remakes are quite faithful. For the most part, there are definitely things they don't do as well as the original games do, but I do think that they're fairly faithful. So anyone who's worrying about the game straying too far with a new RE engine remake, I don't think that's really an issue. But they won't please everybody. I think all of the remakes have had people that love them and people that don't like them for whatever reason. Sometimes it's valid, sometimes it's a bit silly, but either way, you can't please everybody. And then my final point comes down to people taking it a bit too far with the hate of a remake of the first game, and believe me, there are people out there I've seen past couple of days that are just completely against it. And at the end of the day, I said this when 4 was in the rumour phase before it got announced, and I always said, yeah, whatever they do to it, whatever they change, in the grand scheme, it won't matter, because the one you like is still there. Like, it's not replacing it. It's not like this new one's going to come out, and then suddenly, the one we have right now is going to be removed from sale, or completely disabled on your console, or whatever like that. It is still there. You can still play it. I still have both versions of 4 installed, and I still play both of them. So, yeah, you can have your own kind of thoughts on a remake, and you can like it and you can not like it, but if it happens, just let people enjoy it, and if you don't like it, then, like I said, the one you do like is still there, so go and play that instead, pretty much. And that's not me saying the game is going to be great. You know, I'm not trying to defend everything they make. I definitely have issues with a few things in the Resident Evil games. I don't think any of them are perfect, by any means. There are more games I like than dislike, and that's just because I played them all so much. But even in the games I do like there's still stuff I just don't really get on with. They're not, like, perfect games. None of them are. But I'm not going to kind of bash on it for no reason, especially when it hasn't even been officially announced yet. So, there we go. So yeah, just to sum it up, so yeah, the main story was that a Resident Evil 1 remake is in production, and is being planned to release in 2026, so a couple of years out, which is to coincide with a 30th anniversary of the series. Thinking about it like that, it does make sense. It would be cool. It'd be a good way to celebrate, and we'll have to wait and see. Will there be an announcement this year? I don't know. I think 9 is going to be the priority for a little bit, considering that's supposed to be being announced like any time now, really. So I think that'll take the forefront for a little bit. But if a 1 remake happens, that'd be pretty cool. I think it would be cool, and I'll definitely, like I said, be there playing it day one, regardless of whether I think it's necessary or not. But yeah, thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts on a RE1 remake down in the comments. Do you want to see one? Do you not? I'm always interested to see what you guys have to say. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe for more Resident Evil content. I try and post every day. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one.